Hi there, podlings, and welcome back to JuPodRe. This week's episode is a lot of fun as well. It takes us a little bit of time to get into our topic and get into the groove of the discussion, but overall, it is just a blast. We talk about stories, past experiences, and it all seems to center around vehicles. So I hope you really enjoyed this week's episode of JuPodRe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of JuPodRe, the conversational podcast with absolutely no roadmap. I am Juhadre.
I'm Alvatross 17.
And I'm Glean.
So, guys, I think that last week's episode with DMAC was a wonderful success. But before we get going, ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely apologize for the sound quality of that episode.
Really?
Okay, so every test we did worked out fine, but then once we actually started talking, we turned heads and
We kept testing with that too.
I know, and for some weird reason, as I was adding our sound effects and everything, the mics started echoing again, stuff got quiet, and like there was nothing I could do to really fix it, and I felt horrible. I listened to it again today, and
Is it just garbage?
so the episode itself is quite entertaining. Our
Yeah, 'cause
discussion is great.
Yeah.
But if you didn't make it through, I won't hold it against you.
I
hope
will,
you
DMAC.
And I hope you at least skipped to what the F and voted, but I want to apologize right now because I don't know what the deal is. It was super
I don't know.
weird.
I don't know, because it's weird.
I think the other thing to throw out there is we have been doing this week by week, right? This isn't something that we had zero funding, we had zero
This is all straight out of pocket.
Exactly. And so, the time it has taken me in almost a year to do what we're doing with these Adobe products and setting it all up and making sure that we have at least something, I think is decent, considering none of us are sound or video engineers.
Yes, I will give us that.
So it's not an excuse.
I've been impressed with what we've come up with since we started from nothing with nothing.
Yeah. And so again, it's not excuses, but it is least, it's an excuse.
It really is.
So now I'm curious to your excuse as to why you're drinking hot drink right now. It's like 100 degrees outside, and you're drinking herbal tea.
If you look closely, it's steaming still.
I don't get it.
It's 93 degrees outside.
It's close enough.
I am in denial, okay? I want fall to happen so bad.
Okay.
I've already bought 6 packs of fall-flavored teas.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. My wife has enjoyed them, too. And I'm in denial. I want fall to happen already. I'm sick and tired. Look, my wife's she's painting a pumpkin
back there.
I'm in denial. Dude, this heat is ridiculous.
It is.
And I'm already getting too warm. The AC's even blowing right on me.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's hot.
So,
okay, why am I drinking it?
Yeah.
Because I'm in denial. It's making me happy.
I'm glad it's making you happy. Okay, so, a thing about me, I don't like warm drinks. End of discussion. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter what the flavor is. With the single exception of every once in a while, I'll take a cider. Like an apple cider.
What about hot chocolate?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a hot chocolate guy.
Lane?
I'll do hot chocolate every once in a while, but for the most part, I have the same opinion. I have to be really cold to enjoy a hot drink.
And see, I don't... What? It's not even about the temperature of myself. It's more, I don't...
You just didn't enjoy the heat.
It's not that. It's what I've explained to you, and I think I told Bleen, I am always thirsty. And so when I go to drink something, I just keep drinking it. And drinking it. Like I'll take minimum 3 gulps from a glass of water, or a water bottle is gone after 2 puts on my mouth. And so with something like a hot chocolate or a cider, I can only take a couple sips, and then I'm just bored, and so I blow on it and I chug the whole thing, and so it never really gives me the satisfaction.
I will admit it annoys me because like a hot drink, they're meant to be more flavored.
Yeah.
And I want to chug it too, and that's one reason why I have a hard time spending money at Beans and Brew or like getting those specialty drinks. Because I spent like $7 and it's already gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Those people, they take time to enjoy it. I can't. How many times do you pee a day with how much you drink?
Like 6.
Really?
Just during the workday, so that's like once every hour and a half or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ever thought about selling your to like a drug addict? Here, man, I already got some more. It's only been an hour.
So check this out. That actually leads into a story we referenced, but still may not talk about because of it. It's kind of a moral quandary, right? Because the joke was to sell it to drug addicts, but is that acceptable based on...
Fine, don't sell it to a drug addict. Sell it to an old lady who needs it to get a job or pass for Social Security.
Why wouldn't she be able to pass because of her like prescriptions or something?
Yeah, now those would be on file because anytime I drug tested a kid, they were on file.
Right, and that's what. So like they're.
I don't know.
Maybe I could market it or brand it as like
lemonade.
No,
Juhadre's lemonade.
I was gonna say like wolf urine, so that people would like put it around their yard or something to keep animals away or something. Like that's a thing, isn't it?
Actually.
Yeah.
I'd heard a story on the radio the other day of public restrooms in some European country. I don't remember which. But they're not actually restrooms. They're designated flower beds where they tell people to go pee so it will
fertilize
the plants that are growing.
Well, wait, I heard that urinating like that can actually damage it because
it depends on what you're growing there.
Because because I heard that's bad.
So I also so it depends on what's growing, but I also imagine the purity, I want to say, of your urine, because if you're fully hydrated, drink a lot of water, it's very clear and it's it can be like distilled and you can drink it and it'll rehydrate you. I'm not condoning that because I think that's freaking gross.
Do you like peeing outside?
I'm a dude.
Yeah, I'll whip it out and pee outside. Yeah, I like peeing outside.
It's one of the benefits of owning a home.
And a wiener.
Also, yes. But then, let's say you're not
Wait,
very
have you
hydrated.
peed outside in your backyard?
There's no grass there, so no, not yet.
Did you pee on your home when you bought it?
On it?
Okay, weird story. Anytime I bought a new car, I've always peed on all 4 tires.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have not done that.
It is my car.
You did that on all of your cars?
All of the cars. Including the motorcycle.
So how did you pee on all 4 tires of your motorcycle?
Well, that one only had 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I peed on all the tires on all the vehicles I've ever owned.
I have never done that.
I've never even had thought, let alone a desire.
I don't remember what made me want to do that, but I just every single car I just peed on it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna claim this is mine. I'm gonna pee on it.
Have you ever had the desire to sniff your own butt?
What? What?
No. Because dogs pee on things.
You're right, they do, but no, I have not had the desire to sniff my own ass.
All right.
Look, his face is so red. Look at that.
I do hope you continue doing that because that's a very unique thing.
I did. My Hyundai's been peed on.
I understand that. Do you know what else I haven't done with any of my vehicles? I have never given them a name.
Okay, I did name my Jeep Sadie because that's a stripper name, and you know it's stripped.
That's right.
No. That one was Stella because that was the stripper name. I named my Scion Sadie.
Okay.
I haven't named. No, I named my wife named her car Rowena.
Yes.
From Supernatural.
Yes, that's right.
I have not named my Hyundai, and I did not name my Cavalier.
I think it's weird.
What about you?
I named my Cavalier Olya. It's a Russian name. It's short form for Olga, and Cavalier is a old person's car. Really, it is.
So you named it an old Russian.
But it was a 2-door coupe that looks like it wasn't. Huh. So I'm just like the cutesy form of this
old person name. That's really clever.
Did your wife name your car?
No.
No? See,
or if she hasn't told me.
See, she seems like the type that would totally do that.
I don't know. I don't think so. Again, if she did, she hasn't told me. I will say that I refer to my truck as Mr. Truck.
Nope, that's a name. Mr.
That's
Truck.
not a name.
You put Mr. in front of it.
That's not a name.
It's Mr. Truck now.
So if I call you Mr. Person, is that the same thing?
No.
That's not.
He already has a name.
Okay, and the truck is a truck. It doesn't need a name. It's just a Mr. Truck.
But that's kind of a name.
Is it a name?
Because, well, like when you go to school, Mr.
Yeah, but it's not Mr. Teacher. It's not a name. It's a title. It's a thing.
I'm going to teach my son that. Hey, Mr. Teacher.
So then will he come up to us and call...
I'm going to start doing that, please. Hey, how's Mr. Truck?
That's fine. And my family always did that. We would call it Mr. Things because my older brother is autistic. And so our familial vocabulary is very unique. For example, if I open a door and accidentally bump you and hit your elbow, I say, "Oh, sorry, elbow."
I have heard you say stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I grew up saying things.
So I got to ask, is that Mr. Microphone?
Yeah, no. No, this is not Mr. Microphone, thank you.
Mr. Chinchilla.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Chinchilla. Mr. Wife.
No. I can appreciate the humor here. That's actually a lot of fun. No, it's usually just Mr. Truck.
Do you say Mr. Car?
No.
Ms.
But
Carr.
It's not Ms. Carr, no. But something else that we did to specify thing, again, he's autistic. He's legitimately autistic. We would denote the colors. So if he wanted to go somewhere...
Hello, Mr. Green Truck.
No. When there was more than one car, we would specify. He said, "I want to go on a ride." Because he wanted to go get some fries. That's his thing. He loves French fries.
Yeah, and your dad used to do that all the time for him because I've seen him do that. Yeah.
And so he'd say, "All right, go get in the car," and he would go get in the car, the family vehicle, like the van or the Durango, instead of the truck that my dad would drive. And so we had to start specifying, get in the blue car, or go to the red truck. And then when we had two trucks, go to the blue truck, not the red one that my younger brother and I drove. And then when you needed to go to the car, it was the green car, not the white one, because that was, again, what we would use to commute back and forth from school.
Yeah. The white car was the worst vehicle ever.
Do you remember?
Do you know what car it was? What car was it?
It was a 1996 Ford Taurus.
Okay, do you want to know something funny? My first car wasn't white. Okay, go ahead.
So, Bleen was there when we had... There is a haunted section of the I-15 highway.
Is it the stretch between University Parkway and Provo?
No.
Because I hate...
in that stretch. It's
no,
it's
not.
Stretch.
No. Is it not? Because
no.
I hate that stretch of
highway.
highway.
I was thinking...
So, okay.
Wait, is there two haunted?
No. There have been multiple things that have happened with this car, but the section of highway...
My tea is really good.
I hope you're welcome. So the first thing that went wrong with this Taurus was on that section of highway. It's between...
You said that section. Which section again?
I was just about to say.
Okay.
It's between 5300 South and 4200 South.
Oh, that stretch of road's fine for me.
Right. I have had 3 separate problems on 3 separate occasions in completely different circumstances, different scenarios, go wrong.
Is that where that one story where you were out with friends after your mission and the Blazer died or the car died and you were like, "Dad, look, I promise."
Yes, and that was exactly what I was going to tell you.
I will let you continue.
So we did a double date, triple date. There were 3 couples, and...
This is the one where you went out with my wife's cousin?
No, actually, my buddy was out with your wife's cousin.
Okay.
I was with my current wife. Hold on. I need to rephrase that. My now wife was my date that night.
Okay.
They are both were both. I don't know if R is correct anymore. Anyway, they loved going to a place called Studio 600. Was that the call? Yeah, 600 because it's on 6th South. It was a country dance place.
I know which one you're talking about because my wife liked going there too.
It was a quadruple. Was
yeah, my wife was there too.
No, but Jamie was there with his wife.
What's funny is that's not his real name.
I know, and we've discussed that a couple times. But Jamie was there. Oh shoot, I said a name.
No, you only said Jamie.
No, before that. Anyway, Kilveen was with Jamie's wife's cousin, and then Bleen, you were with Alvatross's wife's cousin. Because the four of us were in my car, and then Kilveen went with Jamie.
And this was the Taurus at the time?
Yes. Okay. We were in the Taurus. We went up to Studio 600. I realized suddenly it was 11:15, 11:30 or something like that. And because I still lived at my parents' house right after my mission, they said, please be home at midnight. Mm-hmm. If you want, you can come whenever you want, but then I'll charge you rent because you're an adult. And I said, I'd rather not have rent.
Very, very, that's reasonable rules.
I think so too.
That is very reasonable.
So I look at the time and I'm like, holy crap, we gotta go. So I get everybody and they're all like trying to say bye. I said, I am leaving now. If you're coming with me, you're coming now. And so we get in the car. I call my dad and I say, hey, I just saw the time. I am super sorry. I'll be 10 minutes late. He's like, okay, that's fine. So we're driving. We get out of downtown. We hit this stretch, and suddenly I see the battery light turn on in the car, and the speed just decelerating. Okay? And I'm like, oh, that's not good. So we pull off the side, and we call Bleen's dad, because he had an actual strap and
you didn't want to call your dad to be like,
no,
hey,
I had to tell him that I was going to be even later. I said, hey, looks like the battery light came on. I'm not making it home. I want to make sure you know that, like, we're safe. We're pulled off the side.
You told your dad too, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Bleen's dad is on his way.
I would have just lived on the side of the highway.
Would you really?
My dad's an ass.
Okay.
But yeah.
So that was one. Turns out it wasn't the battery, but that's what the car did to tell us what it was.
Yes.
It had run out of oil and melted the caps. We had to get a brand new engine for that thing.
Oh my gosh, did it seize the engine?
Yeah. In my defense, that was not my car for more than like 2 weeks. I didn't know that it hadn't had its oil changed in over 3 months because a sibling of mine was supposed to be in charge of that and didn't say anything.
We know who you are now. I know.
Second
I'm just
time,
assuming.
No. Second time in the same car, we're going north to go to the state fair, and right at the 4500 South exit, popped a tire.
And you were going. Okay, so you were heading northbound.
Northbound. So it hit us southbound the first time. Second time was northbound. And then Bleen actually had something happen to him in that same stretch of highway later.
The same thing happened to Moose.
Where?
In that stretch of highway going southbound. But he's an idiot and said he was going northbound. I asked him, which direction are you facing? North? Okay. He was standing facing north.
Oh, no.
I love you, Moose.
Okay.
But I don't know why.
So, that's the haunted section of highway.
Yeah, so, no, okay, yeah. Moose has problems there, too, all the time.
Yeah. It's a haunted section of the highway.
His car's died twice there.
Every time I'm in something that I don't trust, even my own truck right now, I say a silent prayer. I'm just like, please,
Mr. Truck.
Please, Mr. Truck. You're going to make fun of me for that forever.
Yeah.
You know what's even going to be even better?
You're going to get a new truck and call it Mr. Truck Senior?
No, just Mr. Junior? Truck. Because it's not a name.
It is now.
So with the Taurus, I finally gave up on it after those two things happened. We were then driving down south for the 24th of July, if I remember right, to celebrate with Crash Course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he lived at the time in a city called Price.
Crash Course lived in Price?
Yeah. He and his wife at the time were students at Utah State East is what they called it.
I did remember that. I just don't like thinking about her.
Right.
Because his current wife is amazing.
Yes, she is. But we were going to go down there for either the 4th or 24th. I can't remember. And we were getting to Spanish Fork right where the freeways kind of split. You need to
you got
take
A and B, yeah.
You got to take the 6 highway south to hit Price.
Yep.
And I was in the left lane, and I'm driving, a little over the speed limit because that's what you do in the left lane. And as I see our exit coming up, someone pulls right next to me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I am going fast, so let's get to the speed limit. So I slow down to get behind them and get off my exit. And for some weird reason, they slowed down at the same time, at the same rate. I was like, okay, fine. You want to go to the speed limit? I accelerate. And they accelerated at the same exact rate that I did. And I was like, one more time. So I back off, and they slow down. So then I floor it to get ahead of them. And my RPM meter just goes, the needle whacks itself up on the top and then starts dropping, and my speed is going down. I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. So I throw on the hazards. We make it off the freeway. A nice guy with...
Did you have your rape whistle?
Why? Why? That has to be an inside joke because you pointed to Bleen.
No, he just laughed. It's
okay.
You're naive.
Thank you.
Yeah. He's still smiling. Go ahead.
You're gonna have to explain that to me later. I hope you know that.
It's fine. I could even let a listener do it. D-Mac.
Nice. So we pull off to the side of the road. A nice guy with a truck helps us. Utah County has the stupidest freeway entrances and exits I have ever seen. No, second and third worst. They're all hills when you want to get off the freeway going uphill. Why are you doing that?
I love Utah County.
And that's fine, but think of the sense here. If you need to get off the freeway, which is better, going downhill or uphill with a broken car?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's the county line. Once you go from Salt Lake into Utah County, they switch.
Doesn't help that the highway is like at the base of the mountain on the bottom of the city, so in order to get into the city, you always have to go up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, we pulled it off the side of the road. I have never had this problem before because I lived up in Salt Lake County.
It's just flat.
Yeah.
And the highway's actually raised up.
It is. Yes, it's elevated, and I think that's great. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, that's the better way to do it. But, yeah, there was a hill. We had to get it up the hill, down another one, and it's... Oh, my gosh, I was so mad. But a very nice gentleman saw us on the side of the road, asked if we needed a push. He pushed us up the hill. We got it parked.
Wait, what happened to the car?
The transmission had been overfilled.
No. The other car. The guy that was being a douchebag.
I stopped paying attention, tried to get my wife and me off the side of the road safely.
Were you guys married at this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, transmission was overfilled, and when I pressed the accelerator too much, it basically had a stroke because the pressure had built in too much and popped. And I gave up on this car because when we finally got it towed back to home and someone took a look at it, they're like, oh, yeah, this year and model has 93 proprietary parts in this transmission. So we would need to take the whole thing out, take it apart, find out which piece/pieces are broken, order them individually, put it all back together, and it'll cost you about $2,700.
No.
That car was worth $900. I am not...
That's the one you sold at your last house in Taylor's,
nope.
right?
Nope.
Oh.
That was the Taurus.
Oh.
I got $250 from Pick and Pull. I should have got more because I had just replaced the tires because of the other story, and I had just filled the gas tank.
Oh, man.
I was so mad.
Speed of a gas tank. When I got hit by the motorcycle, and when I was on my motorcycle, I had filled up that day.
Oh, no.
It was only 2 gallons that I put in it, but yeah, I mean,
it's tragedy.
Yeah. I was watching it spill out, and there's nothing I could do about it.
Rest in peace.
Needed a damn water bottle that.
So yeah, that's the haunted section of highway and
that is awesome.
the Taurus. I hated that car.
We had a Ford Taurus, whatever, when I was working with youth in custody, and I had to drive that once, and I made it 2 feet. I didn't even get to back it out very well because the transmission slipped way too much, and finally it just stopped slipping. It just didn't even connect anymore.
Yep.
It was a piece of crap. We sold it for $200.
Yep. It was about all you can get for those pieces
crappy
of
car.
junk.
Yeah, no, so I agree. Those were crappy.
Do you know what drove me the most crazy? Was every single time I saw a white 96 Taurus on the road after that.
You got a boner?
What? No!
So angry you pop a boner?
No, I know what you were referencing because you said that earlier today, but no. No, but I did get angry. I was like, oh, you piece of junk. Why does your car work and mine didn't? Because I had to go buy a car. I was a brand newly married guy who had just switched jobs. We had just moved into a new apartment, and I had to go buy a car.
See, what's interesting is that the Ford Taurus just died so much. But with the Cavalier, I had one as well. That thing my heating core just cracked, and it still went.
And see,
my car would not die.
So we talked a little bit earlier about prejudices and preferences in terms of brands. That's one of the biggest reasons I will never own another Ford.
I would never buy a Ford car, but I do have to say I do like Ford F-150s.
I have driven two.
I've never driven one.
I've driven two F-150s, and nope, I'm not a fan.
Really?
3. I've driven 3.
See, I drove a Chevy Silverado 3/4 ton. As my dad let me take it around the block when I was 24. Said, no hot rod. And I was like, Dad, I'm in a damn neighborhood. I'm not going to hot rod your freaking truck. Like, by the time I even put my foot on the gas, I'm going to have to hit the brake.
Yeah.
Because he's very particular about his vehicles. Because he didn't like the way I drove my car. I'm like, Dad, I drive a sports car. That's how it's supposed to be driven. That's the point of a sports car. Because, like, I get my Mazda or my Hyundai. I'm not driving it like that. I drive it the way it's meant to be driven. Not sporty.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And that's actually funny.
So, yeah, that's my big beef with Ford is every one I've driven I've either not liked or it's broken.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't driven that, but I like the look of them. I do.
Okay.
Yeah. But I loved my Chevy Cavalier. When I bought my Jeep, I wish I wouldn't have sold that to them. Because I probably could have got more out of it by selling it on my own.
I never minded a Chevy I drove. I've driven a couple Chevys, and they're all right.
The only problem that the Chevy Cavalier really had is the trunk. The latch would break. Super easy.
I didn't have that issue with mine.
No? Every Cavalier that I've ever... Like, that my Moose had one as well. Okay, his was crap. Not only did that break, but somebody had installed a new... hood on the front that had purple flames on it. Okay. That had the 2 pins that hold it. Because the latch broke, and they put a giant exhaust on it. It had a really crappy...
Why would you do that to a Cavalier?
I don't know. Did you know the Cavalier also comes in a convertible?
I didn't.
My buddy bought a manual convertible Chevy Cavalier. And he thought it was the coolest thing ever.
No.
It was not, because he was 24 and bald.
I can relate to the second part.
No. You are not bald compared to him. He could not grow hair.
Well, then I cannot relate.
Super patchy, but no, he looked like he was like 45. He's 24, driving, thinking he was the coolest guy on campus with this Chevy Cavalier that was a convertible. Nice guy, but that was hilarious. And his stupid Cavalier.
Well, then, is it time to move on to What the F?
You know what it is? It is time to move on to What the F. I have been waiting days to show you guys this because I'm just like, what the crap? What the F? Today's episode is brought to you by Virtual Performance. Via the internet, they provide personal fitness training, meal planning, and coaching.
Which is important for staying healthy. Virtual Performance will not only help develop your physical strength and endurance, but also your mental fortitude. This will improve your life and your gaming skills.
Even the professional gamers have training regimens. That means the rest of us need one too if we're going to get as good as they are. So, find Virtual Performance online at trainingvp.com, on social media at TheTrainingVP on both Twitter and Instagram, or send them an email, info@trainingvp.com.
Anyway, so, What the F? Last week we had 4 nominations, okay? The nominations were Unskippable, Too Hot, Alvatross the Powder Keg, and The Haunted Taco.
I want to say that I really didn't intend for yours to be misspelled. I was being sarcastic and then it just happened. That's not my fault, Bleen.
Unskippable?
No, the Too Hot.
Well, okay, that was funny.
Right.
Who won?
Haunted Taco.
I want to say it was the Unskippable.
It was the haunted taco.
Really?
Actually. Yeah, it was the haunted taco.
It's freaking scary, dude.
No, here's something scary. That happened to me in a Wendy's.
Where they weren't coming behind you?
No, I saw somebody behind me. I could hear them. But then when I pulled up to the window and I looked in my rearview mirror, there was nobody there.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not joking. That I was like, what? So I don't know if it was like I could hear somebody talking through the speaker or not. But that's like pressure activated. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it freaked me out.
Yeah, that happened. So
and
something
that
like that happened to me now. And I'm
too.
like, okay, 2020, mom. 2020. Okay. Okay. So since you won last week.
I think I'll go first.
Okay. I'm going to get ready to type it up.
I was driving home from work the other day, and I saw a little GMC Sierra loaded just so far down with sod.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rolled up grass. And this was an old truck. I'm willing to guess it was pre-2000. And you know when you load a truck and the suspension can't handle it, how it like tilts backward?
And it makes it super hard to turn.
Yeah. So that's what this little Sierra was looking like.
Yeah.
And then right behind them was a more modern, I think, Ram 1500. You know, the size of my truck.
Yeah.
And it was also completely full of sod.
Oh my god.
And they were going about the same place. And as I went past, because, you know, they're hauling, they're going a little slow, I thought I saw something weird in the Ram. So I slowed down, and when I got neck and neck, there was sod in the passenger seat.
Oh, what? Why would you put that in the car?
Dude, I don't know. But they were both so loaded over the brims of the beds of these trucks
that much. Make a second trip.
That's what I'm saying. Or get a trailer. Like, what are you doing? There is sod in the cab of your truck. What the F?
Dude, trailer.
Yeah.
And hook it up to the newer truck.
It blew my mind. I was like, what are you doing?
I would never put sod in a vehicle.
Neither would I. And
No.
you saw my truck before we vacuumed it. That was a work truck.
Yeah, it looked like you had a hooker in the back.
Thank you. That was not what I was meaning, but
it was all the glitter.
yes. That's a story for another time. But that's my nomination. What the F are you doing with sod in your cab?
That's a sodomy to the truck.
No.
Fine. Alright, what do you want to call that one?
Sawdat. I think that's pretty clever. I don't know
How
how
do
you're
you
going
spell
to
sod?
SOD.
Okay.
But it should be SAWDAT.
I was going to say
with, like, a dash.
SODAAT.
Yeah, good enough. Sawdat.
Sawdat.
I saw that was I laughed out loud alone in my truck. I was just like, that happened.
That's actually really funny. Okay, who would you like to go next?
I would like Bleen to go next.
Okay, I had two. One is very similar to yours, so I'm going to use the other one.
Okay.
So I was driving along, and I saw this truck that had been modified. And it was a pickup truck, and it had the toolbox.
Yeah.
Right behind the cab. Well, somebody had taken giant exhaust pipes, like from big rig trucks, and welded them onto this toolbox so that they stuck up like 3 feet above the cab and kind of like...
Yeah.
Like smokestacks.
Yeah, like smokestacks that kind of made it look kind of like a bull horns or whatever.
Okay.
But how do you use that toolbox now when they're welded?
So you can't even open the toolbox now.
Well, because the lid fits
Yeah.
out the outside and you... Oh my god.
I'm just like, okay, I can understand making it look like that because you want to be cool and you happen to have those two exhaust pipes. But seriously?
That defeats that defeats the purpose of the damn toolbox.
Yeah. Holy crap.
What do you want to call that?
What a tool.
I was thinking that. I was literally thinking that. Oh, gosh. Why?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Alvatross.
So for the next one, I got to show you a picture.
Yes.
And I will post it.
Not only that, it will be on the YouTube video. We will have that pop up. Whoop. just right in front of us.
So, here's a picture. I want you to read it first.
Okay.
That's the picture. And I will describe the picture. Okay, I was in a Target parking lot, and I drove up this. It says, and it's in the lower quarter-sized corner of the passenger side of the back window.
Yeah.
And it says, I have kids. Park too close, and they will ding your shit. My initial thought wasn't, oh, that's funny. My initial thought was, well, then teach your kids some fucking respect, you jackass. Like, you obviously don't want somebody to ding your car. You teach your kid not to do that. Like, so I didn't see them walking in, but when I was walking out, if it was a guy, I would have gone off and like, no, dude, then learn to be a fucking parent.
Mm-hmm.
Then you teach your kid, hey, you don't do that. You just don't. You show respect. My kid does not do that, and he's 3. He does not. He opens that door nice. But it was a mom and her daughter, and I'm like, look, I'm not gonna be that kind of a person to a mom and her. The little girl was like 16 years old.
Oh,
so if your
gosh.
16-year-old daughter is gonna ding somebody's car, I'm sorry. She's old enough to know better. Yes. No. But yeah.
See, the context of the sticker didn't hit me until you started explaining the story. I thought it was a don't park too close or I will sick my kids on you so that we have room.
No.
That's what I thought it was, but that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, show your kids some respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't just, hey, just so you know, my kid's going to ding your stuff. No, then teach them respect.
Agreed.
Then you teach them, this is not how you act in public. You open your door nicely. You teach them that. The whole point of parenthood is to teach your kids, to raise them.
Yeah.
To teach them. So teach your kid. That's the answer. Don't park next to me. My kid's going to ding your car.
No.
No. Then I'm going to call my insurance and you're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've already warned you, that's not the point. You dinged my stuff. You have violated my boundaries. Mm-hmm. You have your parking spot in your space. She was actually parked pretty good.
Well, yeah.
And she wasn't parked out in the boonies.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
No, she was like third stall from the door.
Gross.
I'm like, it just made me mad because I do not buy used cars. This
right. Yeah, I know.
So I'll tell a story after what the F that has to do with this. But yeah, what the F? So I was going to say, no. All right. So what do you guys want to call that?
No, actually sounds all right to me.
Yeah, let's do that.
No. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. Wow. See, that didn't even occur to me. That's what that was meaning. I was reading it and I was like, hey, what am I supposed to get out of this? That you'll sick your kids if we okay, yeah, people like their space. They don't want to get parked too close, and maybe I don't know. I couldn't think of it.
It just made me mad because I'm like, no, respect my boundaries.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, hey, what the F? So, our 3 nominations this week are Saw Dat. I feel like that stupid rapper chick.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. Saw Dat. What a tool. And no.
Those are the nominations. That post will go up after this episode airs. Don't forget to vote on there, or send us, any of us, or at JuPodRe direct messages. Submit your own What the F story. You can vote on YouTube or send us an email. Slink link will be on that post. So any way you can get your story, get it to us.
Yes. And we want to thank DMAC last week for his story. Thank you, DMAC.
Yay.
Okay, so going into the story real quick.
Today's What the F moment was brought to you by Soesic Clothing. Soesic Clothing provides shirts, hoodies, hats, accessories, and even game codes. Cheaper than you can find them elsewhere at times. You can even customize the clothing with your gamer tag if you so desire. And the best part is, you can use code JuPodRe to get 15% off. That's right, 15% off. Use code JuPodRe, JuPodRe, at soesicclothing.co.
I had a Jeep, and I didn't leave my doors outside. I lived in student housing. I was like, look, I've got plenty of room in my apartment, so I left him in my apartment. The girl that lived across the hall I'm not going to use her real name.
Mm-hmm.
We used to get along great until this night. 3 people told her, I wouldn't do that. I would not do it. They all like were super scared when I got home. Everybody's acting weird. Walk in my house. She painted my bright. The color was orange. It was like a crushed orange.
Yeah.
I paid $42,000 for this car.
Yeah.
They were in my living room. I paid for that. They were in my area. They weren't outside where like anybody can get to them. They were in my area. She had painted them blue.
Oof. Like completely?
Completely blue.
Oh, yikes.
Not washable?
I found out that it was the like the like window chalk paint, but it scratched my doors.
Oh,
I was so pissed. Everybody told her I would not do that. You know that Alvatross is very particular about his cars. I am, because I don't think that's a toy. I think it is. I mean, cars can be a toy, but it's a very. People pay a lot of money for those.
So I think what you're trying to say is there is a distinction between an expensive toy and a tool. And your vehicles to you are tools, not toys.
Very mad. My buddy was not dating her at the time. Liquid.
Yeah.
So he was like, dude, just leave her out. I was like, no, she did it legally. So they paid for me to clean it. So I took it, and he goes, look, dude, it's washable. I'm like, I don't care. The 3 people that told him not to do it was one of mine and Liquid's best friends, her roommate, and my roommate who was home at the time. They told her I would not do that.
Yeah.
And she, to this day, still thinks that I overreacted when I told her, if you do not pay for this to get fixed, I will charge you.
Yeah.
And she was like, she still to this day, like I went to my friend's wedding and she goes, oh, are you still mad about the doors? I was like, yeah. You touched my $42,000 car because you've never had anything nice in your life. I made her cry at that wedding. She cried. Her husband was there.
Why is she still thinking? Did she?
Her husband was there and he was like, you're a dick. I was like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I told him flat out. I was like, I will fucking punch you in the throat. Because I was livid and I had to walk away. But she left crying at the wedding. Because to this day, she still makes fun of me for that. Not like, hey, you know what? I understand that now that I'm living a better life and like my husband's got like a nicer car. Like, I understand. I'm sorry. No, you still overreacted. It was just a joke. It's like,
that's not a joke.
Not when 3 other people were watching you do it and said, I would not do that.
Well, and on top of that, I think a lot of people get confused about the difference between a joke and something unacceptable.
If it would have been on my window, I wouldn't have cared.
Well, yeah, because it's a window. It's designed for windows.
That's where the paint was supposed to be. No, she painted the bottom. So the bottom half, which is like,
yeah, it was a big door. It was a big car. I remember that car.
Yeah, she painted. So not all 4 of them, but 2 of them.
Still though.
But I did get it to the car wash. I got it off. There were some scratches, but Liquid did. He was like, look, I will help you buff them out. So I took it to his house. I said, no, you're buffing it out.
Yeah.
He buffed it out. He did. He made it look good. And then he actually paid for my car to not only, she paid like $20 for me to go like manually wash it. Because there's so many crevices in there.
Yeah.
And then he went and he buffed it out. And then he actually went to like super someplace, took my Jeep, and he had it like professionally detailed on the inside and everything. I was like, thank you. We fought about that for like a month. We didn't.
I believe it.
Liquid is like my best friend. Like, and we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk for a month after that.
I believe it.
Because I needed to calm down.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't even know that story. He was on that contract. And he would have been pissed too. Because he's like, no, that's my car too. I don't want anything to happen to it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my rant. That story about the car. That's what it.
Yeah.
That day, it reminded me of like, no, I pay for this stuff. Don't touch my car.
Yeah.
That's why you guys always see me park out far away. Because I'm like,
yeah,
look, I park out here so my car doesn't get dinged.
Yeah, and it's understandable. They're expensive. You don't want it to just be a thing, or you pay for a cheap one that you tinker with.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's
and even then, you want it to last.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I get it. Okay, rant is over.
Do you have any announcements?
I have a short extension to that rant.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Don't use your finger to write "wash me" on other people's cars because it will scratch the paint.
It really will. Okay, my brother-in-law just got married. I did it to his window.
Windows
okay.
again.
And I didn't dry wash me on it. I drew a giant dick. It said just married, and then in the dirt I went circle, wiener.
How appropriate.
He just got married, heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Now she'll know what it is on the window.
Oh, gosh.
All right, announcements. I don't have any announcements.
Okay, Bleen.
I don't have any either.
We made it to playoffs.
Yay!
You were so excited last week. What happened?
Yay!
We got third place.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but if you ask our coach and our players, we should have won the other game. That would have given us a chance to play a tiebreaker for first.
Oh, man.
I was pretty upset.
Was it a pretty bad call or something?
Call?
Or
No, they just didn't play the game right.
Oh.
End of In their defense, if anyone wants to know the full scenario, hit me up. I will explain it 100%. It's too long for our
or just go
announcement
watch
section.
the game.
No, because there are more things about it,
Okay.
the setup and things that make it make only this much more sense. But regardless, we're in playoffs, and that's actually important because the way the tournament bracket is set up, it's not on Saturdays anymore.
Oh.
What they do in tournaments, they have seeds
Uh-huh.
where first, second, third seed all came out of certain groups.
Yeah.
We as third seed got paired with second seed from another group. And so to know what day you play, you go based on the higher seed's regular season day.
Okay.
So we are going to play Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. Got it.
Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is going to be a best of 5. Yeah.
It's 5 can be really scary.
Yeah. And especially because the whole season is best of 1. So you just did 14 games of best of 1, and now you have to go best of 5 against a team you've never faced before. It's brutal.
That would suck, but at the same time, would be kind of nice because you're like, okay, first game, okay, we know how they play.
Exactly. And
but at the
They
same,
know how you play.
yeah, because that's like, oh no.
And so we actually, you know what? We need to have Admin Anonymous as a guest and discuss tournament brackets and the benefits of structure because he is so into that stuff.
Okay, done. Next
so
week.
we'll do that next week.
Sure.
2 weeks.
I will get him on in 2 weeks.
Okay, so that is Sunday, best of 5, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember to follow at Rated R LLC on Twitter or me at Juhadre to get the announcement and the link to follow that. The Phoenix Rising League is resetting because playoffs is going on, and our second team will be joining that for sure.
That's actually like really, really convenient that it's resetting now because school just started.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's actually convenient timing.
So get ready for announcements for that. Anything else in the League of Legends? No, there is not. Nope. But yeah, watch us on Sunday. It's really exciting.
Cool.
Then with that,
bye-bye.
Thanks to everybody who joined us today on JuPodRe. We hope you had a great time, and we hope you join us next week. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Twitter, we are at JuPodRe, at Juhadre, at Alvatross17, at Bleen with 3 N's, and at Rated R LLC. We also have Instagram. Just look up any of our ats or at JuPodRe. Or hit us up on our Slink link. It's myslink.app/JuPodRe. Don't forget to vote for What the F. We hope to see you next week, my podlings.